Most lenses lose their aura with time. This one didn't. Because 20 years later, the Leica Summilux 50 ASPH still feels like the kind of lens photographers admire before they even fully understand why. And that is exactly what makes it untouchable. Welcome to AltBuzz Lenses, where we talk about glass the way it deserves to be talked about. And before we begin, hit that subscribe button. Let's be clear about what we are talking about. The Leica Summilux-M 50mm f1.4 ASPH, a lens that has been in production in this form for roughly 20 years, and somehow it is still being discussed like it just arrived. For context, this version of the Summilux was introduced in 2004, and Leica has kept it virtually unchanged ever since, which in itself says something about how much confidence they placed in the original design. That is not normal. Most lenses get celebrated at launch, appreciated for a few years, and then quietly replaced in conversations by whatever came next. New glass arrives, old glass fades. But this one never faded. It stayed in the conversation, stayed in people's minds, and for a lot of photographers, stayed on their wish list. Even if they never bought it, even if they never held it, that alone should make you curious. Because the question this video is really asking is not what this lens does. The question is why it still feels like something. If you have ever found yourself reading about a lens you cannot afford or staring at sample images from glass you have never touched, you already understand what aura means. It is that pull before the purchase, that feeling before the ownership. Some lenses create it, most do not. The Summilux line itself has existed since 1959, and across every decade it has carried a reputation that very few lens families in the world can match. The Leica Summilux 50 ASPH creates it in a way that is genuinely unusual. Not just Leica shooters, not just film photographers, people who shoot Sony, people who shoot Fujifilm, people who will never own a rangefinder in their lives, they still speak about this lens with a quiet respect. And that respect is not borrowed from the Leica name alone. It is something this specific lens earned on its own. Part of that comes from how Leica lenses are judged. You are not just evaluating sharpness or distortion. You are evaluating feel. The way the lens renders out of focus areas, the character of the image, not just the resolution. And this lens, even after 20 years, still stops people mid-scroll when they see a photo made with it. If you are the kind of person who thinks about lenses this way, who cares about more than just the number on the spec sheet, you are exactly who this channel is built for. Hit subscribe. There is a lot more of this coming. Aura without substance is just marketing. And this lens has never had to survive on marketing alone. The Summilux 50 ASPH is built around 8 elements in 5 groups, and the inclusion of one aspherical element was a genuinely significant engineering decision at the time, one that directly addressed the spherical aberration that had been a known challenge in earlier Fast 50 designs. Wide open at f1.4, it delivers a rendering that is simultaneously smooth and present. Backgrounds dissolve naturally, and the subject holds a clarity that does not feel overcorrected. A lot of modern lenses at this aperture go too soft or too clinical. This one walks a line that still feels considered and intentional. The close focus capability brings you down to around 70 centimeters, which is notably close for a 50mm lens on a rangefinder system. The build is compact and solid, weighing in at around 335 grams, in a way that feels like a precision object rather than just equipment. The aspherical design reduces the kind of aberrations that make Fast 50s feel inconsistent. The result is a lens that behaves with the same confidence as its reputation. This is not a lens that coasts on the badge. It earns what people say about it. There are modern lenses that outperform this one on paper. Sharper, wide open, better correction, more features for less money. Some contemporary 50mm lenses from other manufacturers now offer internal autofocus, optical stabilization, and correction profiles baked directly into camera systems. and yet none of them carry what this lens carries. So what exactly is the difference? The word that keeps coming back is authored. Modern lenses feel optimized, engineered to hit every benchmark and correct every flaw, and they do. They are genuinely impressive. But impressive is not the same as memorable. When you look at an image made with a highly corrected modern lens, you see a great photo. When you look at an image made with the Summilux-50 ASPH, you sometimes feel the decision behind it. That is rare. It is the difference between a lens designed to perform and a lens designed to see. Modern perfection is real, but it does not always leave a mark. This lens leaves a mark. And in a world where most images disappear within seconds of being seen, that staying power is almost everything. If this kind of conversation is what you have been looking for, the kind that goes deeper than spec comparisons, subscribe and support the channel. It genuinely helps, and there is a lot more where this came from. This lens lives in available light, in the kind of shooting where you cannot control what you are given, where the scene is already happening and you are just there to catch it. Street photography, documentary work, portraits made in quiet corners where the light is doing something interesting. Henri Cartier-Bresson, one of the most celebrated photographers in history, built much of his life's work around the 50mm focal length on a Leica, and that legacy is not lost on the photographers who still reach for this lens today. The 50mm focal length has always felt close to how we actually see. Not wide enough to dramatize, not long enough to compress, just present. And at f1.4, this lens lets you work in light that most glass would struggle with. Low evening light, interiors, the kind of conditions where you want the camera out of the way and the moment preserved. Photographers who use it tend to be protective of it. It fits how they already think. It does not ask them to change, it just keeps up. The reason this lens still feels untouchable is not just that it survived 20 years. A lot of things survived 20 years. The reason is that it never became ordinary. It is worth noting that the Summilux-50 ASPH still retails for well over $5,000 new and holds its value on the used market in a way that almost no other lens does. That is not sentiment. That is the market confirming what photographers already feel. Most products follow a predictable arc. They launch, they peak, they become familiar, and then they become background noise. The Summilux-50 ASPH never finished that arc. It launched, it peaked, and then it just stayed. In conversations, on wish lists, in the minds of photographers who have never even held one. Some lenses stay relevant because they are useful. This one stays relevant because it is still aspirational. And aspirational lenses do not get replaced. They just collect more meaning over time. If this video gave you a new way to think about the glass you admire, share it with someone who gets it. Subscribe to Alt Buzz Lenses if you haven't already. This is exactly what we are here to do. Some lenses get made, some get remembered. And then there are the ones that refuse to be ordinary, the ones that stay in conversations long after the market has moved on, that live on wish lists for years before they are ever owned, that leave something behind in every image made with them. The Leica Summilux-50 ASPH is that kind of lens. Not because it is flawless, not because it beats everything else on a chart, but because it still carries weight. It still carries meaning. And 20 years from now, someone will probably still be asking the same question we started with today: why does this lens still feel untouchable? This has been Alt Buzz Lenses. Shoot with intention, and we will see you in the next one.